They thought you'd quit. They really believed that this would be the thing that finally broke you. That this disappointment, this betrayal, this rejection, this setback would convince you to give up on yourself. And maybe they didn't say it out loud, but they acted like your story was over. You see, they expected your confidence to disappear, your joy to disappear, your purpose to disappear. They thought that if they made life hard enough, you'd stop believing in yourself, but you're still here. And that bothers some people more than they'll ever admit. Because every time you keep moving forward, you're reminding them that they didn't have the power they thought that they had. You see, the people who wanted you to quit become uncomfortable every time you refuse to. And here's something that I've learned. Not everyone celebrates resilience. Some people were counting on your collapse. And it's not because they hated you, but because your strength exposes the excuses that they've been making their whole lives. Your healing reminds them that they could heal. Your discipline reminds them that they could change. Your growth reminds them that they could grow. And that's uncomfortable for someone who's committed to staying the same, you see. That's why some people become strangely quiet when you start doing well. Oh, they were loud when you were struggling. They had all the opinions when you were hurting. They had advice after advice when you were lost. But when you started rebuilding your life, they disappeared because they knew how to comfort the broken version of you. But they didn't know how to relate to the growing version of you. You see, some people support your survival, but those same people will become uncomfortable with your success. And one of the biggest lies you'll ever believe is that progress always feels exciting. It doesn't. Sometimes progress feels lonely. Sometimes progress feels slow. Sometimes progress feels like you're doing all the work while nobody notices. But don't confuse being unnoticed with being unsuccessful. You see, seeds grow underground long before anyone sees the trees. Think about that. The greatest transformations usually happen in places where nobody is applauding. Nobody's seeing the mornings you chose discipline. Nobody sees the nights you kept going while you wanted to give up. Nobody sees the tears you wiped away before showing up anyway. That's why your success belongs to you. It wasn't built on applause. It was built on decisions, small decisions repeated every day. And there's a piece of wisdom I want you to remember. Consistency will take you places motivation can never. You see, motivation comes and goes, but consistency stays. Feelings change, but commitment doesn't have to. You see, the people who keep moving usually aren't the people who always feel inspired. They're the people who keep showing up anyway. And that's resilience. Not pretending that life isn't hard, but choosing not to stop because it is. You see, resilience isn't refusing to fall. It's refusing to stay down. And that's one of the reasons I wrote Limitless, From Power to Purpose. Because after you've survived, after you've rebuilt your confidence, there comes another question. Now what? What are you going to build? Who are you becoming? What kind of future are you creating? Because your life isn't just about proving people wrong. It's about proving to yourself what's possible when you refuse to quit. So don't let your purpose become revenge. Let it become freedom. Because revenge keeps your attention on the past, while purpose pulls your attention toward the future. And your future deserves more of your energy than your past does. You see, they thought you'd quit. They thought this chapter would become your ending, but instead, it became your turning point. You kept learning, you kept growing, you kept healing, you kept showing up. And it's not because it was easy, but because somewhere along the way, you finally realized that the person who needed you most was you. So don't stop now. Keep becoming, keep building, keep believing, and one day you'll look back and realize the very thing that was supposed to stop you became the reason you discovered how strong you really were. Peace, blessings, love, and power.